Hey guys, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. Today I'm in Brooklyn, New York. I actually got a service call from an auto shop here, and I'm visiting Keith over at Staten Island, so I hopped over the bridge, and here's who called me up, Evans. He's a YouTube subscriber, so I appreciate it. We're working on a 2002 Nissan Maxima with a 3.5 V6. And, well, what's the history behind this, Evans? You know more than me.
Behind this car, the car was misfiring, right?
Alright.
And the guy, they had number 6 cylinder and number 3 misfiring.
Okay.
So, the guy went and changed the spark plugs in the coil.
Yep, first thing.
Misfiring. For some reason, somebody told him it needed a head gasket.
Okay.
He replaced the whole engine.
They replaced the whole engine.
And the car's still doing the same thing.
No change, huh?
No change.
Wow.
Now, he changed the spark plugs, no change. Some guy told him it's aftermarket spark plug.
Okay.
He put the older one back in, same thing.
Same thing, no change.
So he gave it to me, he said, hey, they told me it's the injectors. I replaced one. That wasn't the problem. I replaced the second one. That wasn't the problem. I told him, so many people touched this car.
Yeah, man.
Now wasting my time.
This is going to be a good case study. So which injectors did you replace?
I replaced this one.
Okay.
And then I replaced another one in the back.
In the back.
Because the back one was dead. But the reason why it was dead, they swapped the wires. Number 1 goes into that cylinder. Instead of putting number 1 connected back in there, they swapped. They cross-threaded.
So 1 and 3? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
I found that. Then he replaced the intake gasket because somebody told him it's a vacuum leak.
Right.
Still didn't fix it.
No, didn't fix it.
From my understanding, I think he got this from somebody.
The throttle body?
The throttle body, and that did not fix it.
Okay.
I told him too many parts been changing the car. I'm not wasting any time.
Okay, so basically it's been molested, as we say, and so we'll start from scratch.
It's been crazy.
Yep. We'll start it up, see how it runs, and go from there. Let's see.
Even this motor has a noise too.
Oh. Yeah, we hear. We can hear some valve train noise. It's definitely shaking. Oh yeah. Okay, so.
And it was a random misfire code, random.
Just 300, right?
Yeah, just 300.
It didn't say which one. All right, so let's. We can do several things. Probably plug in the scanner, just see what codes are in it, see if it has misfire counters. Go from there. So it should be a good one. Alright, so here's a list of codes. Try to reduce the sun glare. Indeed, there is a P0300 random cylinder misfire. Then we have a whole bunch of electronic throttle control, throttle position sensor, etc. That was most likely from it being unplugged at one point. So,
man, P0300 is the main code.
Yeah, P0300.
That's the code that keep popping back.
So, you know, this car isn't too old, so we might have more than one cylinder misfiring, and it's just setting a 300. So let's, you know, usually I don't do this, but let's delete all the codes so the throttle control is back online, and then we'll look at some data. It's a hard misfire, so we should be able to track this down pretty efficiently.
Here, right?
Yeah, that's alright. It's always a problem. It's better than rain. Alright, continue. Let's start it up. Now it probably won't set them that fast, but we'll just check that the throttle control works. Engine sounds like a diesel. Alright, let's look at some data, see if we have misfire data. We have engine data 1, engine data 2.
You know what's crazy? Once the RPMs increase a little to like 1,000, it smooths out.
It smooths out a little bit, yep. Smooths it out a little bit, yeah. So we don't have misfire data there. Engine data 2. If we don't have it here, we're gonna have to go a little more sophisticated to find this misfire. Alright, so this guy does not have misfire counters. So actuator tests. We can see what's in actuator tests. Maybe we can disable. So we can disable the injectors one by one and see if the engine RPM changes. So let's try one. Oh, it's about to stall out here. Definitely seems like more than one cylinder is misfiring. Alright, so disabling. Enable. Yep, so one is working. Let's go back. Do one at a time. Injector 2. So this is like a cylinder drop test with a scan tool. So we don't have to get dirty quite yet. It's not happy. Number 2. There was a change. Let's rev it up a little bit. So let's see, actuator test. Injector 3. I mean, even if we fix this misfire, it still doesn't sound good.
I told him.
The original engine sounded better, right?
Yeah, way better. I
way
told
better.
him, I'm like, I'm like, yo, this engine is no good. You might as well take it back.
Yep, there's a difference there.
But for some reason, number 2 didn't sound crazy like that. That was 3 you just did?
Yeah, those 3. I just want to see if they all cause some change.
Yeah.
Or if there's one completely dead one. So here we go, number 4. Alright, 2 more to go. Number 5. Here we go. That basically stalled the car out. Alright, number 6. And there definitely could be more than one problem here.
It's crazy.
Considering the history of the vehicle. Alright, here's number 6. So they all seem to have a change. You said number 2 didn't sound as bad?
Number 2 didn't sound like that.
Didn't sound as bad.
Crazy, but number 2.
Right, let's try number 2 again. Right, here's number 2. Yeah, it's still... Alright, so they all make the engine stumble a lot more. So let's go under the hood and do some old school checks. So before going under the hood here, throttle to the floor, let's crank it. That sounds terrible. I wonder if the original engine sounded that bad.
No,
Probably not.
It didn't.
Oh, that sucks.
That's the only thing I didn't do a compression.
That sucks.
I didn't want to waste no time with the car.
Alright, so what we're going to do real quick is do a relative compression test, see which cylinder is bad, and then maybe do a manual check on it to see what's going on, but this is not good. Alright guys, Sorry about the glare, but we got the scope set up for a relative compression check. 2 channels. Channel 1 is a sync on cylinder number 6, and the firing order is easy. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then our amp clamp is on the negative battery cable, and we're ready to crank this thing. So I guess you can jump in, pedal to the floor, and crank it for like, I don't know, 5 seconds.
Alright, no problem.
Alright. A sec here. Alright, do it go again? Alright. Stop that. Zoom out. Let's see what we see. Alright, well, let's do this again. Let me turn peak detect off so we get a nicer waveform. See if we don't need that. Record, peak detect. We'll filter our current ramp. Okay, go again, 5 seconds. Alright. That should be good. The glare is ridiculous. So let's zoom in on that.
Got anything?
Yeah, we got data. So there's our compression waveform, and there's our sync. So let's zoom in on one rotation here. Alright, so you see where the sync is on number 6? That's where we are missing a hump, for sure. Let's zoom in a little more. So we're missing one there. Then we have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5. It's sometimes if you zoom out, it's a little clearer. So we're missing one. 1, 2, 3, missing. So 2 cylinders are dead.
2?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It was more than one. So right there is missing one. Then you have 1, 2, 3 missing. So 4 is missing, 5 is there, and 6 is missing. 4 and 6.
Which is this one and this one.
And that's the bank that sounds bad, right? With all the noise.
You can see they put a new coil here too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not going to fix the compression issue. Oh man, well we can still make sure all the injectors work and all the coils work if you want to swap the engine back, or see what else is missing, because obviously this isn't the original problem. It was built in during the repair. So I guess we can do a current ramp on the ignition coils and the injectors and see what that looks like. Alright, we got a wiring diagram. So we're going to look at ignition coils and fuel injectors. To the ignition coils, our feed comes from the ECM relay on this red and white wire from fuse 58. So let's pop the fuse box, see if we can locate these fuses.
You looking for injector fuels?
There's let's see, injector driver, 15 amp. Well, they're labeled as numbers here, so fuse 58 for the ignition coils. Then for the fuel injectors, I think it was number 17. Let's see, it's a long diagram. There we go, fuel injectors, fuse number 17, fuse block at the junction box. Okay, so fuse 17 and fuse 58, let's find those and get our amp clamp on there. Okay, so fuse number 17 for the injectors is actually right here under the dash, and it's that guy right there to the right of the space, 10 amp fuse. So we're going to pull that, and then fuse 58 is actually under the hood, and it's the third small one in the top row. That should be this guy right here, a 15 amp fuse. And it's engine control 1. So let's get instrumented and get some waveforms. Alright, so first we're doing ignition coils from under the hood. We have a jumper, amp clamp, and we're still synced to number 6. Start it up. Alright, we have a nice waveform. I know you guys can't see it. Let me save it. Let's do 50 millisecond time base, and we'll stop, and we'll zoom. Alright, you can shut it down. Alright, let's try to minimize the glare. You guys see that? A little better. So let's zoom in. So here we have our ignition current ramps, and there's our sync on number 6. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And looking at these ramps, they look fine. So there's our sync. You can see a nice ramp. Let's keep moving here. Let's see. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see nothing wrong with these ignition coils. Let's check the injectors. Yeah, that's good. Alright, we're on the injector fuse now. Go ahead and start it up, and we'll take a look at this. Let me flip my amp clamp around. Alright, so we got our injector ramps. I'm going to stop it here. And you can shut it off. Let's look at the current waveforms, and that will tell us if the injectors are actually moving. You can see nice pintle humps right there. If you guys have any suggestions how to minimize this glare, I'm open to them. So we have a sync on injector number 6, and we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ramps. Let's just zoom in on them and make sure all of them have ramps. Now keep in mind, a couple of these are replaced, they're not going to look identical. So that's number 6 right there. Looks good. Number 1. Fine. 2, 3. They all have that nice little ramp in there. That's 4. And 5. So we have control, we have everything. We're missing compression on number 4 and number 6. So maybe the initial problem was an injector or something, right?
Probably the coil.
Or coil, or
number 3 and
yeah.
the cylinder misfire. And
so maybe he replaced one in the misfire. Maybe it was 2 bad coils. Who knows? But this engine got swapped out for no good reason, and now we have a bad engine in here. It's a shame. What can I say? But at this point, the diagnosis is complete. Everything's fine except for compression on number 2 and number 6. right? Or is it four,
No, I think
four
it
and
was
six?
4 and 6.
4 and 6.
Yeah, 4 and 6.
Yeah, let's write that down so we'll let the customer know. All right, guys, that's it, I guess, for this case study. Thanks a lot, Evans, for having me over.
No problem.
We'll post this video up, and it should be a good one. All right, guys, I'll catch you next time. All right.